Hello there. Before you go off and think this is a typical creepypasta, I will tell you that you are wrong. This is more of a warning. The other day I went to an amusement park with two of my friends, my brother and my dad. We were just there to have some fun. My friends and I were actually cosplaying and met many people who knew who we were. We were having a good time until my dad tried calling my phone. I didn't hear it go off. When he asked where my phone was and I checked my pocket, it was gone. I started panicking as my dad and I looked everywhere for who could have had my phone. We weren't able to find it since the person who had it had turned it off, which made it untrackable. Luckily, someone helped me lock my phone, and I was able to put a message. In a moment of fear, sadness, and pure anger, I put, "This is my phone. Please contact me. In fact, look behind you." I didn't care if it seemed a bit messed up. I wanted to make this person pay. I figured that paranoia would work just fine. When I got home, I was extremely exhausted from the anger. Now, I'm not gonna lie. It is very hard for me to get mad. I've really only gotten mad a total of 4 times. After getting rid of the rest of my built-up anger with a pretty angry message that had a few curse words, which is weird for me because I normally don't say these sort of things, on Facebook. After that, I tried to get some sleep. It was pretty hard due to the fact that it was around 88 degrees in my house at the time, even with a fan and air conditioner on. It was difficult for me to get some sleep since the heat really made me dizzy and made it hard to breathe. Mind you, I live in a state where it rains a lot, so a lot of heat is sort of unnatural. It took about an hour before I finally drifted off to sleep. Now, before I continue, I have a question. Have you ever been so tired that you couldn't dream? Well, at first I thought that is what had happened to me. But that wasn't the case. You see, I have the strange ability to see things in my dreams while either asleep or daydreaming. What I mean by that is, let's say that a random stranger to me buys something I saw, let's say an orange. I will see it happen a few hours in advance, and I will later see it in real life. The exact same person, the exact same item, and the exact same location. I've had this ability since I can remember, which is a long time. Anyway, when I went to sleep that night, I found myself looking at a person on the sidewalk. I'm going to keep what they look like and where they were secret for their privacy. The person held up a phone and tried to turn it on. When they did, they read something and looked back. The sidewalk was filled with people who were just walking by. However, one person seemed different. The person was a girl that was wearing a plain white hoodie and white jeans. She had long brown hair that seemed to have a few small blue streaks going down to the bottom of her hair, which was a light blue color. She also had pink cat ears sitting on her head. The thing that caught my attention was the fact that part of her face looked like it had little glitchy boxes, like when you hack a video game and you get those little boxes that just appear. The glitchy boxes weren't just on her face, it was on her arms, stomach, and legs. Also, instead of pupils, there were punctuation marks, but they weren't the same and would constantly change. The person who had the phone had seen the strange girl, but she quickly disappeared after someone walked in front of her. The person asked around to see if the phone belonged to someone, and around him, probably hoping that someone would take it. No one did. The person panicked and started walking faster. When they got to a house, probably their house, they found a note taped to the door. I was somehow able to see what it said. "Hello there. I see that the paranoia is starting to set in. All this could have been avoided if it weren't for your greed. But you had to take my phone. You had to take something that could have been my only lifeline. This is your punishment." Sorry about that. I got carried away in my anger. By the way, you may call me Pichu. Glitch Pichu. I hope you do the right thing so all this can end. Think about it. Glitch. I looked at the note for a while, just looking at the name. Glitch Pichu. I found it a bit weird since Pichu is my YouTuber name. But now that I think about it, the person that looked like a glitched up mess, she resembles me. She even had the same pink cat ears that I normally put on when I recorded gaming videos. Also, that phone that the person had, I recognized it. It was my phone. But how could that have been possible? I quickly woke up and looked around my room. I took a few deep breaths to calm down. I thought about what had happened and how it could have happened. I noticed that my computer was still on and opened a search bar. I typed in the abilities of a tulpa to see if that could be it. You see, ever since I was young, I was able to create tulpas easily due to me wanting friends. Before I clicked anything, I noticed that there was a notification on my email. I decided to see what it was about, just thinking that it was a new update for a writing website that I am a part of. It wasn't. It was from an unknown email. I planned on moving it to the trash but accidentally opened it. It was a bit hard for me to read what was written. It seemed to be in a strange typing quirk that I had never seen before, but I was eventually able to figure it out. Hello. I see that you already know what I helped you with. I am aware that you won't understand this until later, but I want you to know that I will not let this person get away with their greed. I know that message you put was just to unsettle the person, but I won't forgive them. I will make them paranoid until they return it. Glitch. No, this is not what I wanted. True, I wanted to make them paranoid, but I didn't want this. In an attempt to find out who the person was, I hit the reply button. Hello, I am happy to hear that you want to help me, but please stop. It is true that I had wanted to make the person pay for what had happened, but not like this. Also, it is a bit hard to read what you are trying to tell me. Who are you anyway? I sent the reply, not expecting to get an answer right away, but I did. Yeah, almost as soon as I went back to my inbox, there was a new reply. Hello again. I am terribly sorry that my quirk is hard to read. I am afraid that I must type like this, though. Sorry. Also, I can't stop. I can't let this person get away with hurting my dear friend. I am aware that you aren't physically hurt, but I know how much it hurt you. I know how mad it made you, along with how sad you were. That made me mad. I know that you are probably confused, and I understand. As for who I am, well, I am another version of you. Glitch. At that point, I closed my laptop and put it on my desk. I figured that the person who was emailing me was some sort of troll who somehow got my email address. When I checked the clock, I saw that it was 3 in the morning. Great, it happened again. I yawned, went back to bed, and tried to get back to sleep. I found it impossible due to the heat, since all I had was a crappy fan that only blew hot air at me. When I realized that sleep was impossible, I turned onto my back and just stared up at the ceiling. I sat up when I heard something outside my window. When I looked outside, I saw her, the glitchy girl. She was looking at me. Her left eye a period, her right eye a question mark. She stayed there for a few minutes before disappearing into a jumble of glitchy boxes. I will never understand what I saw that night. This is a warning for all thieves. You will never be able to get away with your greed. There will always be someone watching.